All right. Here we are. Welcome to Source Code Weekly.
Okay, I guess I've got the first point. So it's my last day with source code tomorrow. Crying emoji. Yeah, I just want to say, it's really been a pleasure. I've already said this to a few people, but it's really been super pleasure working with everyone, new and old, on the team. And yeah, I think this team's going to continue to do incredible things, even more incredible things, I think. And I'm looking forward to seeing what source code's going to do in the future. Yeah, let's meet up at the conference. Those of us who are going, I think, is everyone going? Hands up if you're going. Yeah, okay, everyone's going. Cool. Oh, Gavin, you're not going. Oh yeah, okay. Cool. So yeah, see you all at the conference, either at some official dinner or something. Otherwise, just randomly. And I do have a half announcement to make. The half announcement is an interim EM has been identified, but I can't announce it just yet. I think that it'll probably might be announced tomorrow. I don't know what the protocol is going to be for announcing, but that person will be starting on Monday. So yeah, that's good news, and it's not Dava. So yeah, and I think in fact I just want to say, can I say congratulations to Paulina?
Thank you.
Yeah, congratulations, Paulina.
Congratulations, Paulina. And also, while we're at it, congratulations, Sean, too.
Congrats.
Congratulations, too.
Thank you. And
We're
there is
gonna miss
also,
you.
and there's one more congratulations, who's is Patrick, who's not on this call. So congratulations to Patrick as well.
Congratulations, Patrick.
And Andre too.
Oh, and
Oh,
congratulations,
sorry, and
Andre.
Andre.
Yeah, Andre too. Yeah.
Congratulations, Andre.
So many good news, huh?
Yep.
So many good news.
We haven't missed anyone, have we? I think we've got everyone now. No one else on front end?
No, or not announced yet.
Cool. Okay. Marie, I think you got the next one. Big picture updates.
Yes. Okay. So I just put down that probably everyone has seen in the Slack channel by now, but the source code management direction page is updated with the latest strategy refresh. So if you have any questions on that, feel free to reach out to me. And so yeah, the link is in the notes. The other point is we're currently doing epics cleanup. So what that consists of is, so we had about 160 epics for the source code group that was open. And basically what we there are kind of like 3 rules that I tried to set for this. So one of them is that any SCM source control management epic should fall in the epic structure. So basically if for some reason we don't have a theme for it, we create a theme for it. But the idea is that everything rolls up to the epic structure that we created, and that it has a type. So we're trying to identify everything with either type feature, type maintenance mainly. For like I don't think we have type bugs for epics too. Like I haven't seen any, but trying to make it make sure there's a type. And then any epic that is deemed no longer relevant or is deemed done, or when I say relevant, I mean anything that isn't relevant in the right now, it will be closed. And if ever we need to reopen it or open a new one in the future, we will. But the idea here is to kind of make sure that this is not too cluttered and that we have a good overview of the epics that are actual things that we want to work on, even if it's not right now, things that we might want to work on in the future, but that it's a fair representation that's accurate of the things that we have top of mind. And so maybe the one last thing I will say on that, let me just share my screen. I don't know if you got a chance to see the epic structure, but how it's set up is basically we have a source code management category epic, and we have what we call theme epics. And so these epics are not meant to be closed. They're meant to host other epics that we're working on, or potential feature requests, things that and other. So I know that, for example, I think Kai has a structure that's similar to that in code review as well. So I inspired myself from some of it and give it like a bit of a twist for like my personal needs. But like it's to ensure that everything kind of rolls up to some bucket of work, right? And to ensure that like our feature requests that are top of mind are not floating in the backlog of 3,000 something issues, right? That we do know that they exist, and that where I hope to get with this is to a place where, for example, if we were to say, okay, you know, we actually want to work on source code rules and we want to make some improvements, you know, to this, and we want to decide on certain things that we want to do, that whenever we would open this epic, there could be sub epics in there and there could be feature requests, but the backlog that's there would be representative of the things that we think are important to address, right? And then we can like sit down as a team with, you know, product engineering, UX, and then we can like discuss together, okay, looking at the scope of work, what should we prioritize in there, and what are things that we should tackle. It gives us like just a clearer picture of the entire bucket of work for a certain theme. So that's it. So I just wanted to show that. If you have any feedback, feel free to do it. And about the epics cleanup, I mean, this isn't something that everyone is welcome to contribute to that. So if there's anything, like any epics that you've opened in the past, anything that you know of, like epics that you think should be built on or that you'd love to categorize. I know that Vasily has already started. I think Igor, you've done some too. I saw Ash also did some. So feel free to contribute in any way that you see fit. This is I just want to say that everyone is welcome, right? Like this is all about I started this with the intent to make sure that we have the structure, but everyone is more than welcome to also add to it as you see fit. All right. So
I'm trying to add an agenda point. It's not
oh,
working.
you want to add another one?
Yeah. Well, I just wanted to, sorry if this is an ambush, but it's not intended to be, but we just an FYI really. So with the group approval rules, group level merge request approval rules, there's been some stuff going back and forth in Slack. And so it's been kind of determined that it's actually a lot more complex than it looks. And on top of that, we might need to take, there's an investigation issue that was originally opened by Kerry about taking a different approach internally. And so I believe I'm going to hand the floor over to Gavin in a moment, but I believe the long view is that it won't affect mostly it won't affect the way the feature works, and it also won't really affect the front end work, other than they're going to have the front end team might want to park those issues because it'll be a couple more milestones until first the remediation of the data structures is agreed on and done, and then the APIs may need some adjustment to do that, and then the front end work can finish. But Gavin, I'll let you fill in the gaps.
Thanks, Sean. So yeah, this kind of came about when I was speaking to Joe on Monday or Tuesday, Monday, I think. So we've quite a bit of work done on group approval rules, but we're kind of getting to the point where I had to implement that inheritance discussion that we were speaking about in the previous milestone. So I was kind of hoping we could do a little bit of light touch inheritance by like limiting the scope. But when we were looking into it, we were seeing some problems with how we might do that. About how some of the rules from group level may cascade down to project level. We had originally planned to do that in the same way that they cascade currently from project to MR level. When we looked into that, we saw there's huge limitations with how that's currently done. those limitations were pointed out by Carrie in a, you know, in a kind of maintenance issue to say that maybe this code should be refactored, and she has a number of suggestions in there. So after speaking to Joe about it, I think the kind of takeaway was that that's something we need to seriously consider. So instead of me creating more things that will need to be refactored in the coming milestones, that really needs to be tackled first. So I've scheduled a call with Carrie and Marie and Joe and Andre tomorrow at 4:30 my time, London time. And anybody else is free to join as well. And it's just about kind of, I just wanted to speak to Kerry and Joe, mostly just about whether that's a reasonable assertion that that is the best way forward, is to pursue that. So yeah, apologies that it's taken kind of so long to get clarity on that, but before we move forward in a direction that's only going to cause more heartache, I think it's probably best to take a pause now.
Thank you, Gavin, and definitely no need to apologize for having clean data structures. And yeah, sometimes this stuff just takes a few iterations. So I've just dropped a note in the big picture updates section there. Yeah, just leave it in your hands from this point. Yeah, actually, I've got the next item as async, but I might just make it sync. The interim EM, I will, you know, hand over the planning stuff to, but just to kind of help everyone, I've gone ahead and run the script that creates all of the planning assets for front end and back end for 16.11. So that's actually super early, but there's no problem with creating it this early. It's just that they're just there available, and the SMEs on these scripts are Joe, who's worked with them fairly closely, and Igor, who wrote the original versions of them. But they're well documented in the repo, and you can always ping me for questions anyway. But I'll also, you know, talk about this with the interim EM. I think that's it.
Does anyone else have any topics before we end the recording? All right, we will miss you, Sean.